Adam alayhi salatu wasalam. When Allah Ta'ala created Prophet Adam alayhi salatu wasalam, well, just to summarize everything, after all the issues that happened or transferred between him and Shaitan, over there, then later on Allah Ta'ala sent him down, he and Shaitan, to this world. And Allah Ta'ala, told Prophet Adam alayhi salatu wasalam, and we his descendants, that فَإِمَّا يَأْتِيَنَّكُم مِّنِّي هُدًى, and whenever my guidance comes to you, he said, فَمَنِ اتَّبَعَ هُدَايَ, whoever follows my guidance, فَلَا يَضِلُّ, he will never go astray, وَلَا يَشْقَى, and he will not, be unsuccessful. That is in the hereafter. Here Allah Ta'ala told us clearly that when his guidance comes to us, we follow it, we will never go astray. But we won't get into things that will make reality for us in this world comparable to us. Because when you go astray, when you take the wrong path, then definitely you are going to get the wrong result. And nobody wants what? Wrong result. It doesn't make you happy. It doesn't give you good life. Allah Ta'ala was giving us warning here. And one thing scholars usually draw our attention to from time to time is this. On normal ground, what we all know is what? A manufacturer is the one who has right to what? Right in manual for his product. So the Toyota company write the manual for their product, Samsung write for their product, each company write for their product. When you come into a vehicle made by Toyota and you found a manual from Honda inside, you won't bother yourself because you may feel that someone else fixed that manual from another vehicle and placed it in this vehicle. So you feel it doesn't belong to that car.
Move nearer.
Maybe if somebody picks a car, maybe RAV4, Toyota RAV4, and then you see a manual of Honda CR-V inside, you know what is the connection. So also, and what I want to draw your attention using this analogy here is this. No one have made claim to creating us. Only one person claimed he created us. That is who? Allah Ta'ala. If somebody claims something and you have a counter claim, you may say, look, there's somebody else. So you want to know who is what? The person who has right to it. But Allah said he created us. And he gave explanation as to how he made us. And nobody has claimed he made us and telling us how he made us except only Allah Ta'ala. So long as he's the only legitimate person who claims to create us, that means he's the only legitimate person who has right to what? Dictating how our lives should be. Because he knows us better than ourselves.
Easy.
And he made that categorically clear to us in the verse of Quran that وَلَقَدْ خَلَقْنَا الْإِنسَانَ, we created man, وَنَعْلَمْ مَا تُوَسْوِسُ بِهِ نَفْسُهُ, and we know what his mind whispers to him. وَنَحْنُ أَقْرَبُ إِلَيْهِ, we are closer to him in حَبْلِ الْوَرِيدِ than is what Jabula means. So no one needs to be told that yes, we are in a very difficult situation. Everybody is complaining. Everyone is looking for way out. But nobody has way out. And the truth is this. The mistake some of us make is this. We living in Nigeria, we think that the problem is our own country. But one thing for sure, and I'm telling us is this. If you say there is increase in crime rate in Nigeria, I'm also telling you that there is increase in crime rate globally. And when you say globe, that means other countries are involved. That is, there is global increase in crime. If you say there is increase in crime rate in Nigeria, I'm also telling you there is also increase in crime rate in USA. So go and find out. But if you feel there are some people who are too powerful or an organization that is too powerful to be attacked. Yes, maybe they may attack Nigerian police, they are also attacking FBI. So go and check. Yes, oh, maybe there is an attack on our own House of Assembly. Yes, there is also attack in the United States of America. They are also National Assembly, and they entered inside. So everybody has his own problem. So you don't expect the nature of our problem to be exactly like the nature of the problem of the US. Everybody has his own problem. We are not the same individually. There are areas we are better than them, and there are areas they are better than us. That's how Allah designed the world. He said, رَفَعْنَا بَعْضَهُمْ فَوْقَ بَعْضٍ دَرَجَاتٍ لِيَتَّخِذَ بَعْضُهُمْ بَعْضًا سُخْرِيًّا. If you feel our own leaders are incompetent, I'm also telling you that also the global leaders are incompetent, because the global leaders have also failed. The world is in crisis. There is no place that have problem they've entered and solved the problem. They only make it more complicated. Yes, why? Because the reason why you are having problems in your own country, that is why they are also having problems there. Everybody is only fighting for himself. Everybody wants to amass wealth. Nobody is doing things thinking that a day is coming, they are going to account for what they do. And coming back home, some of us who are not politicians, like I usually say, there's nothing saves us except telling ourselves the truth. Those of us who are not politicians, we think that the problem of our country is the politicians. I agree with you 100% that majority, greater percentage of politicians are doing the wrong thing. I agree with you 100%. Greater percentage of them are fighting for their pocket, not fighting to save the country. I agree with you. I'm also telling you that move into civil service. Majority of civil servants are fighting for their pocket, are not fighting for the country. Majority of civil servants, they are not all that concerned about your own welfare. They are more concerned about what they make from you, more than how they render good service to you. So if you drop your file, he is paid to sign your file. Ordinarily, he's not supposed to delay your file, whether you give him something, you did not give him something. So like I said, the sickness with the politicians, that's the same sickness with civil servants. Because the politicians are more materially conscious than service. While the civil servants are also more materially conscious than what? Service. And also the businessmen are more materially conscious. They are more concerned about the profit they make more than your own life and safety. And that is why someone will sell fake drug for you. He knows you are taking this drug. This drug will kill you or will harm you at least. He will still sell it. Why? He will still want to make money. That's all. He doesn't care what happens. It's the same thing. We are all killing. Or the one who's supposed to buy drugs for the hospital, he will refuse to buy the drugs because he's more concerned about what he will buy or the house he wants to build more than the drugs that patients coming for the hospital will get. The contract will be awarded. Or somebody will collect contract for road. The contract for road, are they not businessmen? So virtually, we cannot save our community. And most especially, I'm talking to us more, we Muslims, because we're supposed to be the face setters. It's not easy. Come even within scholars, it's the same thing. Most scholars are more concerned about what they will make from people than how they will guide them towards Allah. And when we say guiding people towards Allah, do you know what it means? You mean a scholar should be able to tell the people what they will do to give us a better world. That's what's supposed to be their responsibility. If you come among journalists in the media, most media houses, they lie more than telling us the truth. Most. But maybe they may tell you they are doing their best. That means everybody is doing his best. If you don't want to hear the truth, then you have no moral right to tell the politician that he's not doing the right thing. If you want him to hear the truth, then you too should be ready to hear the truth. If you don't want, then he too don't want. It's normal with anybody. And I keep telling us from time to time, when we talk about submission to Allah, remember something about the Quran. I usually repeat this from time to time. Quran is not meant to tell you what to do in the hereafter. That is not the work of the Quran. The Quran is to tell you how to live your life in this world. Haram, halal in the Quran have nothing to do with hereafter. Halal in the Quran now may be halal in the hereafter. And haram there may be halal here. So the Quran is about this world. Allah says, ذَلِكَ الْكِتَابُ لَا رَيْبَ فِيهِ هُدًى لِلْمُتَّقِينَ. To guide us here. The Quran is guiding us here. When we come on the day of judgment, did Allah Tabaraka wa Ta'ala told us on the day of judgment is the Quran we are going to use? Did Allah tell us in any verse? Allah has many books. All are His books. And Torah is Allah's book. Injil is Allah's book. All those books are meant to design our worldly life for us. If we follow it, then Allah will compensate us with something better in the hereafter. Like in this world, as a Muslim, you know you cannot go beyond 4 wives, right? Maximum. Even if you really want to go more than 1. Isn't it? But in the hereafter, is it maximum 1? 4? That's not the law for the hereafter. That means when you go to Allah, where Allah Subhanahu is going to Nisa, they say, that is law for where? For this world. It's not for hereafter. So if you want to use it, it's here. It doesn't work there. So Quran is meant for your worldly life. Then your hereafter life, you don't know how it will look. You don't even know how to, you can imagine it. Because the hereafter, the Prophet has told us how it is. He said, فِيهَا مَا لَا عَيْنٌ رَأَتْ وَلَا أُذُنٌ سَمِعَتْ وَلَا خَطَرَ عَلَى قَلْبِ بَشَرٍ. The life of the hereafter. The Prophet told us that in there, life there is what? In it, in Jannah, there are things that eyes have never seen, ears have never heard, and your imagination have never crossed it. But what Allah told us in the Quran, we've had them already now. So they are meant for the place you are already in. They ask you to observe Salah. 5 daily prayer is for which place? It's for here. Zakah is for where? You are going to give somebody Zakah in Jannah. Maybe you take your business, get your money, give him Zakah. You don't need your money over there. Because he is getting his money directly from who? From Allah. If he is there, his level is maintained already. So there is no fear that the money will finish. So if we submit ourselves to the book of Allah Ta'ala, like I do say, even if the government did not buy more weapons, if the government did not change any policy, Allah will change the policies or will change the situation on His own. Because the day me and you decide to live as Muslims, that day none of us will fall on the list of bandits. None of us will what? Fall on the list of bandits. None of us will fall on the list of kidnappers. None of us will fall on the list of the armed robbers. Many crimes we won't be found there, not because we are afraid of the government, but because we are afraid of Allah. If we are discussing drug, a Muslim won't be part of it. Because he has to know that Allah has told him already, right? إِنَّ الْخَمْرَ وَالْمَيْسِرَ وَالْأَنْصَابَ وَالْأَزْلَامَ رِجْسٌ مِنْ عَمَلِ الشَّيْطَانِ. You will leave them for whose sake? For Allah's sake. A Muslim will live where evil things are legalized and is not going to do that. The United States of America, lesbianism is halal. Yes, it's what? Homosexuality is what? is lawful by their own constitution. But you as a Muslim, when you land here, you will still tell yourself that it is haram for you. You are not saying this is haram because Nigerian government prohibited it. You are saying it is haram to you because your own deed prohibited it. And that's why when you move anywhere as a Muslim, what governs your life first is your maker, not your fellow human being. But today we've neglected Allah, and you expect human beings to give you good life. That's one of the biggest mistakes many of us make. Government can do everything, and if Allah did not want, it will still suffer. So go and check. Some people have money. You are looking for money, right? Some are there, they are extremely wealthy, but they are still committing suicide. Because money alone doesn't mean you've gotten everything. They say the rich also cry. Yes, some people have power, but they cannot sleep until they take some drugs. Yes, go and check. Somebody is there, you think if some things when you don't have, you think it is everything. You are fighting to pick one lady. Somebody is there fighting to drop that lady. Yes, that same lady you are fighting to pick, somebody is fighting to drop. The man you are fighting to pick, somebody is fighting to drop the man. The office you are fighting to enter, somebody is resigning. The money you are fighting to get, somebody is what? Looking for a way to drop it. Nothing in this world means anything. It all depends on how you observe, you think it is. It is about your mind, it's about your attitude. So my brothers and sisters, indeed, we want to change our situation, we want to change our country, and most especially, like I said, as Muslims, so that others can learn from us. Let them see us and notice difference in our own life from their own lives. But I and you cannot be the same in evil, and you tell me you are better than me. I won't understand. I won't understand. A Muslim should be different from other people because he knows Allah is monitoring his actions. أقول ما تسمعون أستغفر الله العظيم الجليل لي ولكم ولسائر المسلم من كل ذنب وخطيئة فاستغفروه إنه هو الغفور الرحيم. الحمد لله رب العالمين والصلاة والسلام على رسول الله وعلى آله وصحبه ومن والاه أما بعد عباد الله أوصيكم ونفسي بتقوى الله عز وجل. My brothers and sisters indeed, we all need to go back to Allah Tabaraka wa Ta'ala. And when I say all of us, that means nobody is left out. If I and you today as Muslims decide to say we will submit to Allah, some of us are politicians, some of us are civil servants, some of us are businessmen, some of us are married people, some of us are children, some of us are, mention anything. Everybody will bring a change in his own environment. Everybody will bring a change in his own environment. We want our Muslim brothers to go into politics. We don't discourage our Muslim brothers to go into politics. But when you go into politics, remember that Allah is going to hold you accountable for how you want to practice your politics. Go into civil service, but also remember that every file you sign, you are going to account for that file. That file will take you to Jannah, and that file will take you to where? To hell. Either as a security officer, whether as a policeman, or as an army officer, or as anything, do not think you are just working for Nigerian government. You are also working for your Creator, because your Creator owns you first before anybody have entitlement to you. And He will hold you accountable for how you exhibit, your character or whatever you do while in that uniform. Did you use the uniform to make life easier and make people feel secure, or you use the uniform to oppress people? If you are in the market, Allah is also going to ask you about the market. And that's why we have verses of the Quran talking about everybody. Like now when you are in the market, let's assume you are selling rice and somebody comes to measure. Before you measure for that person, remember that there are verses of Quran talking about you. Allah told you that وَيْلٌ لِلْمُطَفِّفِينَ الَّذِينَ إِذَا اكْتَالُوا عَلَى النَّاسِ يَسْتَوْفُونَ وَإِذَا كَالُوهُمْ أَوْ وَزَنُوهُمْ يُخْسِرُونَ. And Allah said, أَلَا يَظُنُّ أُولَٰئِكَ أَنَّهُمْ مَبْعُوثُونَ لِيَوْمٍ عَظِيمٍ. So don't think it's just business. Your life is still complete. Your life is still. Your office is still. Not everybody Allah will put him in Jannah just because of Salah in the mosque. Wallahi, some people, Allah recognize them better than some people who spend long time in the mosque. A lady was given Jannah because she gave water. Within few minutes, she gave water to a dog. Allah closed his eyes from her attitude of prostitution and gave her what? Jannah. Not because she left prostitution, but because she what? Showed mercy towards to a dog. But today, let's ask ourselves. The word mercy is written out of most of our hearts. Today, you see family members, they don't relate. Somebody will tell you, I don't talk to him, me and him don't relate. If you ask what happened, at the end of the day, just one feeling, see something. Maybe brothers don't communicate. Oh, I don't like him. I don't want him to come close to me. Or that time you will forget the hadith of the Prophet. When you try to remind him of the hadith of the Prophet, prohibiting people from staying away from themselves more than 3 days, they will tell you, you know, that one cannot work with people of today. Who told you? Do you know people of today more than Allah who created them? Who told you that it is possible for you to come and stay with people and you don't hurt them or they don't hurt you? The Prophet said in a hadith that a mu'min who mingle with people وَيَصْبِرَ عَلَى أَذَاهُمْ and bears their what? Misbehavior is better than a Muslim that does not mingle with people and does not tolerate their what? Misbehavior. If you are misbehaving towards your maker, your creator, and now if people misbehave towards you, you say you will not forgive them. So if you are their maker, you will have destroyed them. Allah says, وَلْيَعْفُوا وَلْيَصْفَحُوا أَلَا تُحِبُّونَ يَغْفِرَ اللَّهُ لَكُمْ. So my brothers and sisters, indeed, we all need to go back to Allah. Let us change our country first by changing our attitude. Let's change our country using what? Our attitude. Like I do say, buy more weapons. It doesn't change anything, so long as people's attitude doesn't change. The more deadly your weapons you buy to tackle them is, then the more deadly when they want to face you, that's how they also come. You can see what is happening. So if we want, first we need to change people, change their attitudes. Because what makes them is their attitude. And so long as people's attitude is bad, it is some of them that will become the officers, the security officers. It is some of the people that will become the businessmen. It is some of them that will become the politicians. So long as we have bad people entering those things, then everything we are going to have a bad result. And that's why Islam works more on people's character, on attitude, more than what? More than elimination. Or take, for example, professionally. A professional security officer, his goal ultimately is to prevent crime. His goal ultimately is to prevent what? Crime. Not to waste a criminal. His first goal, prevent crime. Change a criminal to become what? A good person. That's why you have also correctional centers. But in most cases, the thinking of a criminal is to waste people. They are different. The thinking of those good people are to change bad people. And in most cases, bad people, their own thinking more is to waste good people. And that's why when you are facing yourself, their own ways are different. I usually say, look at some of the ways some of the kidnappers and bandits are behaving. Like they are not human beings. You don't expect a normal person to behave like them. You don't expect a normal person to want to waste people like them. But they don't care because they are not normal. Some of them smoke things or drink things that a normal person doesn't drink or smoke. So he's not thinking normal. And that's why we need to work more on our behaviors. Let's become good fathers. Let's raise our children Islamically. Put the fear of Allah Ta'ala in them and reduce the level of what materialism. And Allah Ta'ala save our nation, our brothers and sisters, wherever they may be. Allah Ta'ala, protect them. The bad ones amongst us, Allah Ta'ala, make them realize their bad way and to mend their ways. And the good ones, Allah Ta'ala, make them maintain it. Our brothers in politics, may Allah make them to always remember that a day is coming that they will account for how they take care of us. Those of us in civil service, may Allah make us also remember that a day is coming that we are going to account for our deeds. Those of us who are scholars, the big ones and the small ones like us, we pray Allah Ta'ala also give us the fortitude to be able to guide people towards doing what will save all of us. And then our younger ones, Allah Ta'ala guide them too and save them out of the drugs and some of the vices they are in. And Allah Ta'ala give them the wisdom to be able to build the world, to be able to build the society. Even if they think their parents have failed them, if they fail you, then you prove to them you are responsible. And Allah Ta'ala make our younger ones responsible, that if they know the situation we are in, they will be able to also do their own part in saving us out of it. And then our leaders, Allah Ta'ala, the right ones, Allah Ta'ala strengthen them, and those on the wrong path, Allah Ta'ala bring them to the path. ربنا آتنا في الدنيا حسنة وفي الآخرة حسنة وقنا عذاب النار. اللهم لا تدع في مقامنا هذا ذنبا إلا غفرته ولا هما إلا فرجته ولا كربا إلا نفسته ولا دينا إلا قضيته ولا عصيرا إلا يسرته ولا عدوا إلا قتلته ولا مبتلا إلا عافيته ولا ميتا إلا رحمته ولا حاجة من حوائج الدنيا والآخرة هي لك رضا ولنا فيها صلاة إلا أعنتنا على قضائها وستر برحمتك يا الراحمين. اللهم بعلمك الغيب وقدرتك على الخلق أهدنا ما علمت الحياة خيرا لنا وتوفنا إذا علمت الوفاة خيرا لنا. اللهم إنا نسألك خشيتك في الغيب والشهادة ونسألك كلمة الحق والرضا والفضل ونسألك القصد في الغنى والفقر ونسألك نعيما لا ينفد ونسألك قرة عين لا تنقطع ونسألك الرضا بعد القضاء ونسألك برد العيش بعد الموت. عباد الله قوموا إلى صلاة رحمكم الله.